folks, you're watching Downshift Pass. My name is Chad and thank you for checking out another one of my reviews. Now, if you are new here, welcome to the channel. If you are not new here, welcome back to the channel. Everybody make sure you hit that subscribe button. But let's go ahead and hop right into it. Today we're going to be taking a look at this 2022 Genesis GV70 with the Select package. Now, the GV70 is the latest model from the Genesis brand, and they tout this as a sporty compact SUV. Now, it is based upon the G70 sports sedan, so it definitely has the underpinnings to be, a pretty sporty SUV. Now, my tester is the mid-range 2.5 liter turbo, and it does have the Select package as well, which means this one starts around $45,000. And guys, I want to go ahead and show you today why I believe this is the best buy out of all the GV70 models. Now, of course, we're going to take a look at the vehicle inside and out. Of course, do an audio test. This has the 17-speaker Lexicon audio system that you do want to stick around for, and of course the drive. But let's go ahead and start with the styling. And just starting up front here on the 2022 Genesis GV70, as you can tell, it takes design cues from the rest of the Genesis lineup with this aggressive crisp grille as well as the quad LED headlamps. Those turn signals, as you see as well, are also LED. Now, Genesis calls this design identity athletic elegance. And honestly, this is one of the first time that I have seen a car company get the name of their styling identity as well as the styling of the vehicle perfectly balanced together. I see what they were really going for with this vehicle. You have your nice Genesis badge on the hood as well as some vents toward the bottom. They are not functional vents, but they are there nonetheless, and they look really, really good. Now, coming along to the side here, where you will really notice the athletic elegance with the sloping roof line, you also have the chrome strip that runs the entire length of the vehicle to give it an almost coupe-like appearance, especially towards the rear. I love that character line as well that runs from the top and bottom of the door to aid in what the elegance aspect of that athletic elegance is. Also, you do have your heated as well as power folding mirrors, which are standard here. They do have turn signals on them as well. And let's go ahead and take a look at these wheels here. Now, these are 19-inch alloy wheels on a Michelin tire 235 series. Again, it is a 19-inch. This does come standard on the Select package, which this vehicle obviously has. Your standard model gets 18 inches and it can go up to 21 inches for the most expensive model. So it's not my favorite wheel design, but it's very nice that they give you options if this is not your cup of tea. Well, those wheels aren't your cup of tea. Now, as we make our way to the rear of the GV70, this is arguably the most beautiful part of the vehicle to me. You have these two LED tail light strips that mirrors the design to the front. Nice large bold Genesis badging separates them on the power liftgate, and I just love this full length third brake lamp up top. I'll try to get it illuminated and put it on camera so you can see as well. Genesis just really pulled out all the stops with the detailing of this vehicle. I just absolutely adore it. Now, down below you do have your exhaust outlets here, which of course are fake, but they go so well with the character of the vehicle that honestly I just cannot knock it. You have this nice shape here, and if you look closely you can actually see the pipe in there. So while we're back here, let's go ahead and take a listen to this 2.5 liter turbocharged beauty. And folks, what you just heard is all from this engine here. This is Genesis 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. It produces a class-leading 300 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque, which is matched to a pretty quick shifting 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, the gas mileage from this powertrain is 22 in the city, 28 on the highway for a combined mileage of 24. I've been averaging about 25 miles per gallon in my time with the car, which is pretty on par with the competition, while, producing more power than the actual competition. All right, folks, now I want you to go ahead and sound off in the comments below on your thoughts of the exhaust and just the overall styling of the GV70. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think it's honestly the most boldly styled vehicle in this segment. I'm talking the BMW X3, the Audi Q5. You even got the Porsche Macan. I mean, Genesis has them all beat on the exterior, but let's go ahead and hop on the interior and see if they can keep that up. All right, folks, so starting things back here at the rear of the Genesis GV70, I'm going to get close enough. You'll see the lights flash about 3 or 4 times, a couple of beeps. Boom, the tailgate will open for you. That is actually Genesis smart key system. With the key in your pocket, you just stand close enough to the tailgate and it'll automatically open for you for those times your hands are full with the kids or groceries or just whatever you may have. So it's a pretty awesome feature, I think. But again, starting back here, your cargo capacity with the seats folded up is going to be about 28.9 cubic feet of space. With those seats folded down, you're looking at about 57 cubic feet of space. It's also pretty simple to fold the seats. All you have to do is just grab these handles here, pull it, and the seat will fold forward. Same goes for this side. You just pull it and the seat folds forward there. Now, to let them back up, you do have to go around to each seat and let it up. You also have your cargo cover here to cover your items, as well as a net to place your items in should you need it. First aid kit back here as well. And this doesn't have too much space under to put anything, so nothing can really go up under there. The only other thing I find odd back here is it has a really high load floor. As you can see, the bumper is a nice thick size here, so you do have to lift items up to put it inside. So it's a really high load floor, but nothing that you can't get used to, but something to also consider if you do throw a lot of cargo back here. Let's go ahead and hop to the inside. All right, folks, so taking a look at back seat space here on the Genesis GV70. All right, so I am 5'8". I do have the driver's seat in my seating position, and you see I have really good knee space, great space under the seat if I need to slide my feet under there for any reason, but just all around really good space. I'm going to shut this door here. Very nice materials on the door. I love this aluminum look. It's not real aluminum, but aluminum look that you get here on the door, on each and every door, as well as these window switches. They're a nice high quality look, as well as a nice tactile feel. You can lock and unlock the doors back here, which is a really neat feature. But overall, these seats are really, really comfortable. You have your nice large panoramic roof here, goes all the way to the back. And then down below, you do have 2 air vents, as well as a little space to put a phone or something like that. Under here, you do have USB outlets as well if you need to charge your devices. A couple of speakers back here, handles up above to hang things, and of course you do have your armrests with 2 cup holders. But otherwise, it's pretty standard stuff in the back seat. These seats do fold, as you know, as well as recline, and I love that you have a little jacket hanger here for the driver as well as passenger should you need to put a jacket or a purse or something there. So pretty nice. But let's go ahead and hop to the front. All right, folks, so to gain access into the Genesis, your standard Genesis key here with your lock, unlock, hold for the tailgate, panic button, as well as a remote start. And if you just need to cut the lights on to find your vehicle, you can do that. Now, if you want to remote start, you just press the lock button, press and hold this button here, and the car will get ready. And it'll start right up. The lights will flash to let you know. If you want to cut it off, you just press and hold that button again, and it'll cut right off. So you can use this to get in the car, or with the key in your pocket, you just walk up, put your hand behind the handle, and it'll unlock for you. If you want to lock it, you just push this little indentation here, and it'll lock right up. But we're going to go ahead, hop inside, and get this car going. It's a very hot day today, so I'm going to go ahead and get the AC started as well. Now, with your foot on the brake, your start button is over here. A very gorgeous start button as well. But we're going to go ahead and get it started. And I'm going to go ahead and shut this door. Nice solid thunk that you get from the door as well. And the first thing you'll notice when you get in this car is just how absolutely beautiful this interior is. I mean, it is literally stunning. You have this 14.5-inch screen, which is not very tall, but it is wide, and the graphics on it are just beautiful. It shows actually what's going on outside. So because it's about 82 degrees, as it says, feels hotter than that, but you have the sun shining, clear skies, nice little map over there. I love how it fades in. This screen is the star of the show of this interior. I love that you have this character line running throughout the length of the vehicle as well into the vents. So it makes it an unobstructed line throughout the entire cabin that just looks really, really nice. And then here in your center stack is all your climate controls as well as other controls that just looks really nice. It's a new design language for Genesis when they created this interior, and it just looks good. So these knobs here control the temperature. You do have actual buttons here. So this big one here is for your climate control if you want to cut it on auto. And then this middle part here is actually a screen. It has nice haptic feedback, so you can control your heated seats as well as cooled seats. That comes standard on this vehicle. I'm going to go ahead and cut these cooled seats on. You can control everything here to where the airflow is, so down to your feet. In the middle here will be your vents, and then up above it's going to be the vents up there. And then of course driver and passenger temperature control, as well as temperature control in the rear should you want to control it for your rear passengers. Now let's go ahead and start here in the middle. Now some Genesis models come with a entire electronic gauge screen. This one with the select package only has half the screen that is electronic, so this entire side is electronic. You have different options you can choose from. As you can see, you can turn it to the map, different contents where you can select what's actually being shown. Just a lot of different customization features here. I love this steering wheel. It's very reminiscent of a Cadillac that you used to turn with one finger. This one is a little bit tougher than that, but it looks really neat, goes well with the Genesis brand. Of course, you have your paddle shifters as well. And again, the details in this car are just amazing. This is an aluminum like knob that's on the end of each little stalk here, which again is just above and beyond. They don't have to do it, but they do, and I love and appreciate it. Now coming down into the center here, these are your drive modes. So let me go right back here. If you turn it to sport, you see it turns red and glowy, so you can kind of see it moving there. Sounds pretty good too. You have custom to choose from, comfort, which it starts in each and every time you start the car, eco, as well as snow. I'll put that back in comfort. So that's your drive modes here. This is going to be for parking sensors, and then the button to the right, the little P that looks like a camera, is going to be for your parking camera. So if I push that, take a look at this screen here. This nice large screen shows everything you need. Has amazing quality on this screen, and it doesn't have the 360 degree, but you do have a camera angle looking down, as well as a camera wide angle camera lens as well, so you can control that there. This is for your volume controls, which is a rotary knob here, so you can just slide that up and down to cut the volume higher and lower, and if you push it, it cuts the radio on and off. And then your buttons here for your home menu as well as your back button. Now coming along to the center here, this control knob actually controls this very large screen, and then this one is your gear shift control, and they look really gorgeous here. Nice knurling around this circle, and it almost looks like it's crystal or something, even though it's not. Just looks really beautiful. To put it in gear with your foot on the brake, of course, you just turn the knob, goes to drive, neutral, reverse. If you need to put it in park, you just push on the button here. But again, if you put it in reverse, obviously the camera will come up with your parking functions. And the screen is so large, it just shows everything, and it just makes sense. You have your camera, this is your parking sensor, and because everyone wants to know the temperature outside, it shows right there as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in park. Now here you have a nice little cubby as well that glides open with grace and class. Down in here is where you can plug in your electronics for your Android Auto as well as Apple CarPlay. There is also a wireless charger down in here, so I have one of my phones in here just charging, and I love the placement of it. It won't go anywhere. It's not going to slide anywhere or do anything. You have your 2 cup holders, and I have my nice large cup, as you can see here, and then a smaller coffee cup, as you can see here, and they both fit perfectly in there. You have storage space in the middle, of course, and you also have a nice size glove compartment that is damped as well as lined with felt. So of course that just keeps everything quiet from rattling around that you have in there. But again, the materials in this vehicle are just absolutely beautiful. I love your little touch controls here. This isn't a button, just like a touch control, and then you have your touch controls as well to cut on all the lights. This is how you control the very large panoramic sunroof that slides halfway back and over the vehicle, which I just love that vented look. And overall, this is just a very nice place to be. This interior rivals that of, like I said, BMW, Audi, and yes, even Porsche. And I mean, this isn't even the top trim that you can get. You have nice little aluminum look here that you can get carbon fiber if you get the higher end model, and then your nice speaker grills as well. It's just so gorgeous up here, and I'm telling you, I really think the Koreans have beat the Germans out as far as build and interior quality. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and go for a drive. All right, folks, I'm setting out here in the 2022 Genesis GV70. Very excited I get to drive this vehicle, and really excited it's the 2.5 liter engine, because the 3.3 of course is the one that you see all the reviews on, and not enough on a 2.5. So I was really excited to get my hands on this one. And one of the first things that you're going to notice about this 2022 Genesis GV70 is really just how very well put together that this car is. Very well put together that this car is. I'm talking about from the materials to the way the car sounds to how everything feels. For instance, I love this steering wheel. This two-spoke design definitely screams luxury, like I said, old school Cadillac or something, but it has a nice thickness and a nice heft to the steering as well that aids more so in the sportiness factor of this car. And Genesis markets this vehicle as more of a sportier SUV, which is surprising to me considering the looks of the car. I really thought, you know, they would go more so for the luxury, kind of like the GV80 is or the G80 is, but this is based on the G70 Sport sedan. So like father like son, or like two alike brothers or something like that. It definitely has a sportier characteristic that actually really surprised me. And to be honest, it's not too often that I'm really surprised at how a vehicle drives, but let me tell you something, this car really took me by surprise in this drive. The looks of it versus looking at it in real life versus pictures, everything about this car absolutely did surprise me. I wanted to go over a little bit more of the technical details as far as the technology goes, because this car has lots of it. But I would have been filming all day. This video would have been 45 minutes long, an hour long, and I know you guys don't want that. But just a quick overview, this car actually has a fingerprint scanner, which is right over here, a fingerprint reader, which is right over here, so you can select different profiles for the vehicle. So if you have different drivers, you just put your finger there, boom, it recognizes who you are and gets your seat set up, your radio control set up, all your different settings that you want. It can recognize just at the touch of your fingerprint, and it's actually the first car ever in production to have such a feature. So kudos to Genesis, they really knocked it out the park with the technology of this vehicle. And of course, this 14.5-inch screen. I mean, take a look at this full-length nav screen. You can break it down into 2 screens, even 3 screens if you would like, but I have it set on this full screen just because I love the way that it looks, and I figured you guys might love it as well. All right, so I have the car in sport mode right now. Stop sign, perfect time to give it a launch. I'm gonna put my foot on the brake, on the gas. It revs up a little bit. Let's make sure this foot on the brake, on the gas, revs up nice, and I'm gonna take off. Pretty impressive acceleration. I mean, it will throw you back in your seat when you do that launch control. This 2.5 liter doesn't have an official launch control, but you know, foot on the brake, foot on the throttle, it'll go off. If you get the larger engine, the 3.3 liter has 375 horsepower, and that one does have like an official launch control. But the acceleration on this is strong, it's very adequate, and to be honest, you really don't have to mash your foot to the ground to get the car moving. It'll move pretty respectively for its class. Now, my particular tester does have the Select package, and with the Select package, you get a couple of upgraded goodies. One of those being the 17-speaker Lexicon audio system, which is a brilliant audio system. So, of course, we are going to do our audio test. Wouldn't be a Downshift Pass video without one. I'm just going to show you also how you can control this 14.5-inch screen. You have the nice knob here you can use to control it. It's actually touchscreen, which is a really long reach. But if you need it, it's really good, super duper responsive. I mean, I absolutely love my screen. Love this screen. It's one of my favorite infotainments I have ever had the pleasure of testing and putting on this channel. But I do have it in Bluetooth mode. And I don't know if you saw what I did there. You will sometimes have trouble with these two knobs because the transmission knob as well as the control knob are so similar and spaced so closely together that you can almost mistakenly use one for the other. I have put this car in neutral once or twice, but you get used to it, I'm sure, like any other car. Of course, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. I'm going to go ahead and have my phone connected through Bluetooth. Now, along with the audio test, I am going to put the car in its self-driving mode so we can take a look at how the car handles corners, curves, other cars that get in front of it or just in front of it, as well as listen to this audio system and how honestly it drowns out everything around you. Starting to now let you know that I just love this audio system. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. You tell me what you think about that audio system in this 2022 Genesis GV70. I absolutely love it. I think so far my favorite one I've ever tested on this channel would probably be the Acura TLX. That one sounded brilliant, but this one is just, if not right on par with, right next to it. I mean, it's really amazing. The highs is when it starts kind of losing a little bit of control, but the lows are really boomy. The bass isn't too much, nice clarity. I don't have the bass all the way up, but even when I do, I've thrown a lot of different songs at this one as well. And just so you know, the car is still self-driving, but just even when I threw the different songs at it, it never distorts. And I love a stereo that they engineered to not distort whatsoever, so you can just listen to your music, vibe out, and just really enjoy your music. I am a huge car audio person. I love good stereos in cars. I've had cars with bad stereos, but once I've owned cars with really good stereos, I vow to never try, if I can, have another vehicle with a bad stereo system. So that's why I do these audio tests. I just really enjoy them. Now, as far as the self-driving, tell me what you guys think about that as well. This car handles everything perfectly. I think Tesla, because it has cameras all over the vehicle versus just in the front and back like this Genesis does, it can handle maintaining the lanes and even other vehicles a little bit better. But this one does an amazing job. And I don't think you have to put your hands on the wheel as often, especially as the car learns you over time. You really just don't have to put your hands on the wheel as often. So that's really awesome. All right, folks, and just rolling into my final thoughts of the 2022 Genesis GV70 2.5T all-wheel drive. I'm going to let it self-drive its way into these final thoughts here. Folks, I think this is a truly amazing automobile. Genesis knew that they really had to bring something special and spectacular, and that they did. As far as the styling goes, knocks it out of the park. As far as this interior space goes, knocks it out of the park. Technology, like I said, you have the nice 14.5 inch screen, which is one of the largest in its class. You have a fingerprint reader, haptic feedback for your climate controls. This self-driving is just amazing, and you don't have to pay $10,000 to do it. They do have an upgraded self-driving that will also switch lanes for you, just like the Teslas do. So if that's really important to you, you have the ability to get that as well. But overall, this is just a truly amazing automobile. I would vote it best in class. I'm sure the 3.3 turbo engine will definitely liven it up a little bit. But as far as performance as well as comfort, I feel like this one just does both very well. It marries those together beautifully, and for that, I would say Genesis gets best in class for me. All right, folks, and that's all I have today for the 2022 Genesis GV70. If you made it this far in the video, I absolutely appreciate it. Definitely hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up button as well. It helps with the algorithm of the channel and having my channel be seen to more people so I can get more awesome, amazing cars like this one here. If you liked the video or you learned something new, also hit that subscribe and thumbs up button and make sure you share it with a friend. But as always, I appreciate you watching. This is Chad with Downshift Pass, and I'll see you in the next one.